Oh, we got to talk about this again. This whole story with Azalea dying is starting to remind me of, for anybody that's my age that watched Lamb Chop when you were younger.
This is the song that doesn't end.
Yeah, there's more stuff with the Azalea dying story unfolding, and originally I didn't think I was going to have to talk about this again, but what just happened I think is actually a good point to bring up, because when we originally talked about all this Azalea dying stuff, there were a lot of people that were like, well, this could probably be an Azalea dying thing because Tim has other bands, and the band members in those other bands haven't said anything or left either. It's just the members of Azalea dying, so they're probably mad because they're not getting paid or something like that. Well, now members of his other bands are leaving, and they're leaving by citing the same things that the Azalea dying members were citing. Currently recording live on Twitch. Welcome to everybody in chat. To anybody that's watching on YouTube later, you can go to twitch.tv/TankTheTech. Let's dive into what's going on now, because this seems like it is definitely not just an Azalea dying issue anymore. It is for certain, without a doubt, a Tim Lambesis issue. So for anybody that wasn't aware, aside from Azalea dying, Tim Lambesis has some side projects. One of those side projects is called Austrian Death Machine. Not to be confused with another Austrian that could possibly refer to. I don't know how that's gonna go. It's talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger. They have song titles along the lines of Get to the Chopper and Who is Your Daddy and What Does He Do? So Austrian Death Machine is kind of known as Tim's like solo thing, but he does have touring members. And the drummer, Brandon Short, who has been with the band for over a year now, has recently quit. And on his Instagram, it was very similar to the Azalea dying members. He posted what he called a departure statement. He said, quote, "It is with a heavy heart that I announce my decision to step away from Austrian Death Machine. For the sake of my mental well-being and personal beliefs, and in light of the recent developments surrounding the Azalea dying camp and Tim, this has become an inevitable step for me. Although it feels necessary, it's one I made after deep reflection as these events began to unravel. To walk away from something I cherish so deeply that once felt like a fulfilled dream is incredibly painful. I grew up listening to Azalea dying and Austrian Death Machine, never imagining that one day I'd be a part of this world that meant so much to my younger self. But dreams can come at an unexpected cost, and that cost has proven to be too great. My integrity and character have been called into question in a way I can no longer accept, especially with what has come to light and being in utter disbelief." Wow, okay, so if you look at the other statements from the Azalea dying members, there's some similarities. They used phrases like mental well-being, personal beliefs, but he, I would say, like, went a little further, saying that what has come to light and that he's in utter disbelief of like what has been happening. So like, I think it's safe to say just from the first half of that now that like, this is not an Azalea dying issue. Like this is an issue that these band members are having with Tim. He continued by saying the repeated promises, the endless cycle of "I'll do better," words that once gave me hope, have turned into a broken record that has brought no real change. Instead, I found myself trapped in a pattern that eroded my trust and well-being. This cycle has reached into my personal life, affecting my mental health in ways I can no longer ignore. I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to everyone who enjoyed my drumming on Austrian Death Machine's latest album. It was a project I poured so much effort and pride into. To all those who supported me and came out to the shows in Europe, thank you for being a part of that incredible experience. Here's to embracing new adventures and creating even more music that resonates. The best is yet to come. I mean, dude, I actually feel like this statement goes into a little bit more detail than the other Azalea dying band members. Like, even though Brandon hasn't addressed exactly what's going on, I mean, he's saying things like, he quoted "I'll do better," which alludes to the endless cycle of "I'll do better" that Tim was telling everybody. So obviously, there's something with the way that Tim's personality is, or how he handles things, or how he treats band members, that he has said, "I'll do better," but doesn't, because now he has members from multiple bands quitting, all citing similar things. Sorry, I just saw that in chat. Now I'm just singing that Taylor Swift song in my head.
It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me.
Now, here's the thing. Even after the few videos I've done on this already, talking about this from like, you know, my experience of being with other bands and stuff like that, there are still people that are just really defending Tim here and being like, oh, maybe these people just wanted more money, or maybe they don't understand what's going on and stuff like this. But I'm like, dude, at this point, you gotta just look at what's going on and be like, Tim is the issue. There's something going on behind the scenes that is causing everyone around him to bail. Now, in one of my last videos, I did bring up the fact that I have heard some things from people behind the scenes, but I don't want to bring them up because I don't want to cause rumors. And these things that I've heard from people could not be verified, which is, why I wasn't going to bring them up. And there were a few people that called me out on that. They're like, why would you even say you've heard things and not bring it up? Well, the reason I said that is because a lot of people were originally saying like, dude, you're in the industry and you know people, you have to have heard things about this. And I was basically just saying that in a way of, yes, I've heard things, but I can't confirm them and I'm not going to start rumors. However, in the past week, what's been really crazy to me is I've had a lot of people reaching out to me in emails directly, not like Instagram DMs, like emailing me from my contact page saying that, they are somebody who is close to Tim or close to As I Lay Dying and saying they want to talk to me about what's going on. I even had one specific email where this person didn't want to talk through email. They wanted to talk on the phone, which I've not done this at all. They were saying that they have information that proves that people's safety and health is at risk around this camp. My response to that is that if you think people are unsafe in any situation, this isn't just this As I Lay Dying situation, this is in general in life. If you think that there's people's safety in jeopardy, don't fucking email YouTubers about it. Contact the authorities. So for me, getting an email like that, I'm just like, this can't be that serious if they're contacting a YouTuber about it. And also, again, I can't confirm that any of these people legitimately actually do know Tim or anybody from As I Lay Dying. So I would say at this point to all of you out there, like, you don't have to email me and say you've heard things anymore, because at this point I've heard pretty much everything and I can't confirm or verify anything. Now, all of that being said, another reason why I would like you to stop emailing me is because I actually have had contact with some of the former members of As I Lay Dying. I will not say who. They have not told me what's going on or anything at this point, but they have told me at a certain point in time, maybe if the time is right, they would like to talk to me on the channel regarding what's going on, and we might actually hear straight from the source why this whole happened. But until then, I think the point that I'm trying to make is that all of this is rumors. Like, if anybody says they've heard anything, or, oh, my buddy so-and-so, or, oh, my friend works at a venue and they did a show and they heard this, like, I'm not, what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word that I want to use right now? I'm not entertaining those emails and contacts and stuff like that, because again, I don't want to contribute to the rumor pool that's going on. I think we can say with definite certainty right now, with what we've been given from just seeing the things happen. 4 members of As I Lay Dying leaving, the drummer for Austrian Death Machine leaving, and the fact that they keep citing integrity, mental health, character, stuff like that. We can clearly see that this is not a band member dispute for money or anything like that. This is an issue with Tim Lambesis directly that these people that are close to him just do not want to deal with anymore. That is definitive at this point. Adilol just said, did you see that Tim's current wife deleted all pictures together with Tim on her Instagram? They don't follow each other anymore. Tim also deleted all photos with her and the As I Lay Dying statement. What? Is that real? I mean, while we're looking, the first thought that comes to my mind is maybe she just deleted her Instagram because all of her tagged pictures probably... or the tags themselves would have gone away, and maybe she asked him to take her off so she's not in like the limelight or the spotlight or anything like that. It does appear that he did take down the As I Lay Dying statement that he originally did make. So that's real. I honestly want to squash this if I can. I actually, my gut instinct says she probably just got off social media. Okay, so if you search her actual Instagram, it says, sorry, this page isn't available. That means she deleted her Instagram. So I don't want to look too much into that one. Maybe there's something there. I don't know. I wouldn't have even known if nobody brought it up, but that's like marital issues, and I don't want to touch like that. That's too much. No, you don't have to apologize for bringing it up, because I mean, that it could be something. It's just, I don't know, and I don't want to speculate on a current marriage. Like, you know what I mean? She already came out once and said all the rumors and everything were not true. But one of the most interesting things about this whole situation to me is that As I Lay Dying and Austrian Death Machine's record label, Napalm Records, has not even addressed this or hinted to it or anything. They've just been acting like nothing's happened. Like, they put out the record, they made a bunch of press releases that the record's out. They haven't really talked about anything else. And I guess on one hand, you'd say, well, why would they? You know, they're in the business of putting out records and making money. So what's happening internally with the band, as long as they get the music and can put out the record, then who cares, right? But we've seen labels address stuff like this in the past. I mean, even when Tim originally got arrested back in, 10, 11 years ago, something like that. I think it was 2013. The label at the time did address a statement saying like, hey, we're aware of what's going on and blah, 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 blah. Like, Napalm Records has not said anything. The PR team at Napalm is probably in a really weird spot right now, to be honest, because, PR that gets hired by a record label, like, while they do work for the record label, their job is a completely different animal than just putting out music and marketing a band and stuff like that. Like they are probably fielding a lot of requests and a lot of stuff in regards to this. And it's probably taken over everything that they've had to do. So I do feel for them right now, but I really do wonder, I'm like, is this one of those situations where they're hoping that nobody, like, eventually it just dies and, Tim just gets new band members and everybody forgets about it, like, kind of like the first time, and that's it? I don't know, man. It's kind of crazy. But I guess at this point, I would love to sit here and, like I said in my last two videos, we probably won't talk about this again unless there's other news, but let's be 100% honest here, man. Like, I've told people, like, I really don't want this channel to just be like music news drama, but you guys definitely watch it. So I guess we'll just keep doing it. But unless something like really big comes up again, it's just like, at this point, really, in all seriousness, at this point, we can definitively right now confirm this is not an issue with the members of As I Lay Dying or the issue with members of Austrian Death Machine. This is an issue with Tim Lambesis and things that are going on personally behind the scenes. That's what this is. We can say that for sure without a question now. Anyways, to everybody that was on Twitch watching, thank you so very much for being here. Again, if you're watching on YouTube later, you can go to twitch.tv/TankTheTech when we talk about stuff like this. You can also follow me on social media. @TankTheTech is my handle on just about everything. And I'm going on tour again soon, so I'll probably be posting stuff from the road if you want to keep up with that. But anyways, wherever you are in the world, be safe, be kind to each other. I love you all. And I will see you very soon.